The Misfit of Demon King Academy Season 3 now seems like a far-off dream. Everyone knows what transpired with the second season. So the second season was put to a halt in light of the COVID restrictions and emergency within the production. As a result of this, the re-airing of the show was announced. But will this delay the airing of Season 3 as well? What are the updates on production? Here is all you need to know about the latest updates on this. The Misfit of Demon King Academy continues to be one of the most well-read adventure fantasy stories of recent times. The novel series first came out in 2017. The light novel, which is the source material for the anime, came out in the year 2018. With this, the manga was also released, eyeing the popularity of the text. While the first season was a shooting success, there was a call for a new story. However, a blunder transpired in Season 2 due to the COVID restrictions. Will there be The Misfit of Demon King Academy Season 3? Everyone knows of the fate of the second season. However, it is rare to hear about any COVID-19 restrictions at this point of time in 2023. Thus, it will be interesting to see when the Misfit of Demon King Academy Season 3 is to come back. After the success of the first season in 2020, it was announced at the beginning of 2021 that Season 2 was to be released soon. It was understandable that there were pandemic restrictions that led to the delay, and the sequel arrived in January 2023. However, the same fate befell this split-core season as well. Due to the news of a COVID outbreak at the production, the entire airing of the season was pushed ahead. This means that the Misfit of Demon King Academy Season 3 will also be pushed ahead for the time being. Starting from Episode 1, the entire season was re-aired once again starting July 2023. All in all, the third season has not been renewed by the production, leading to the current delay. Very little can be speculated while the second season is still running. But there is no doubt about the fact that this season is already doing well in the winter 2023 slate. And the fans know already that the manga has enough content to fill up the gap in the fantasy market. If not for the COVID delay, the season would have completed one core, and the next one might have its official announcement by now. Right now, the Misfit of Demon King Academy Season 3 has all the questions lurking around it. Shaved projects are losses for all. The team that has put its heart and soul into the story will have to wait until the profits come in so as to get the last share of their checks. Thus, this loss and crunch will lead to a considerable delay in the production of the Misfit of Demon King Academy Season 3. But that does not mean that it will not take place. IMDb has the scoring of the show as high as 7.3 stars out of 10. In addition, even the MAL scores are raising the bar to 7.4 stars. With this, there is a big chance that the show will get a new season very soon. However, the same confidence cannot be there for the timeline of the show, especially the Misfit of Demon King Academy Season 3. On February 11, 2023, it was the first time that the news of the postponement hit the screens. And no one was ready to say goodbye to the show that was already topping the charts in every possible way. Since then, there has been no particular update on when the show is to come back. Only the slate of summer 2023 has been given away. In addition, a lot of the fans are confused as to why the show will air again from Episode 1. Well, this is because of the stringent structure of the airing slots. There are only a number of slots for 12 to 24 airing episodes. Thus, if the channels let the showrunners air only the remaining episodes, then they would have a lot of gaps in the latter weeks. This is the reason why the show is re-airing. I'm a bit confused. I read how Season 2 of the Misfit of Demon King Academy is being restarted from EP1, and that doesn't make sense, since Crunchyroll already has all episodes, but now he wants to retain this piece for as long as he can. Thus, he decides to sign a treaty with Canon, the hero and king from the side of the humans. But when Anos comes back to life, there is a certain change in the world, and the purity of the demon race is no longer the same. Thus, the man decides that it is time to change things and claim his position in the world once again. With this, the first season leans into the introduction of characters and their dynamics with one another. By the end of the season, we see that Anos is reuniting with Misha and Sasha now that the dust has been settled post-war. With this, everyone is back to the demon realm once again. Also read 13 Best Demon Anime You Must Watch If You Loved Demon Slayer. Season 2 then opens with the entry of God, who is here to interfere in the work of Demon King Anos. The story progresses, and we find that a lot of people are not willing to let this Demon King work on his own terms. The last episode that aired was Send Hatred to the Past. Here, Anos returned to Desgrade and explored the events that took place in the present time. Now that the show is still running, we cannot make a judgment on what is to happen next. A lot of the Reddit and Twitter threads continue to talk about the comeback of the second season. Of late, the focus is more on Season 2 than the Misfit of Demon King Academy Season 3. This is because of the halfway halt on the season. Plus, the season stopped at a point where the plot was neither at the start nor at the end. One user pointed out the fact that there was no point in starting the second season from the first episode, as all of the episodes were already available on Crunchyroll. But the logic behind this has been mentioned in the sections above. Another user mentions that anything that comes out of Aniplex is bound to get delayed in one way or another. However, there are only sarcastic tweets about the delay that is to last an eternity for the fans. Mao Gakuin no Futekigosha is the story of it all. It is an adventure story, along with being a fantasy and romance tale. The novel first came out in 2017 with Shu as the writer. After this, the light novel launched under ASCII Media Works and Yen Press. This LN poses as the source material for the anime seasons. As of 2023, there are a total of 13 books in circulation, with the 14th under development. A manga was also launched in July 2018 and went off the grid in July 2021. Speaking of the availability of source material, the anime by Silverlink only used the first 3 volumes of the text. And for the fans who cannot wait to watch Season 2, they can start reading the text from the 4th book. For Season 2, the projections are until books 6 and 7. However, there still will be content left for the Misfit of Demon King Academy Season 3 up ahead. A new season can also come after this if the sales are in favor of the makers. Concluding from the point above, it might be too early to pose any impressions on the release of the Misfit of Demon King Academy Season 3. Even if there were to be a broad spectrum of when the show could come back, it would only be after 2024. The second season just started airing in July 2023. And this broadcast will only finish with the winter 2023 slate. Any production will only open after this. Thus, spring 2025 is the slate where the airing of Season 3 has any chance. Any official update on this will be mentioned in this space. Thus, keep an eye on the Anime Daily for all the intel on this right here.